Hi, my name is Mark Eckhart, owner and founder of Long Haul Folding Kayaks, made in America. All right, we're doing a video series here on how to rig your boat for sailing. And it is tons of fun, and I think you'll really enjoy these videos. They'll be very informative. All right, what we're going to do here today is we're going to put on the front mount crossbar board on the Mark II Stretch with the double 2 seats in it. I'm going to start out by putting on the spray cover. All right, first thing, the little flat lace on the underside goes under the mast bracket here. So that keeps that from pulling up. Then I come back to the rear. Now I'm going to hook up the grommets onto the screws on the boomerang. There. Now I'm going to start tucking it under. So I'm rolling that spray cover up between the coaming and the deck. And that's what secures it onto the boat. And so that was with about 50% volume in the air sponsons, so then I would go ahead and put a little bit more air in those tubes, and that will secure that spray cover on there nicely. Mast sleeve here, which you just simply open up, and now you can take your center mount mast board and set it on there and line up the mast hole in the board with the mast hole in the spray cover, and then just simply drop the mast down through there after you've clamped that board onto the coaming. On this scenario, we're mounting the center mount crossbar board / hike out seat. Again, this board is clamped onto the coaming with 4 web bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already got a couple of them already on. And then we've got our bolts that the crossbar is mounted on. Those basically, on this one, you'll have to put that bolt up through there first before you clamp this down. And again, you want these snug, but you don't want to over tighten them. Like that. And also with this, with the center mount board, we've got these neoprene sleeves, wetsuit material, that just gives a little added protection between the board and the materials of the spray cover and the deck material. Just because now people are sitting up on this board and putting a lot more pressure on this board. We're going to mount up the Baylog crossbar and mounting it onto the center mount board. And again, you know, this whole idea of these series of videos we're doing is that this crossbar will now mount on the center mount board. It'll mount on the front mount board. It'll mount on a single boat, on a double boat. Very versatile. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and just drop this crossbar down onto these bolts here. Like that. There. Okay, and so we've got the mast partner pointing forward, and we've got the cams pointing to the rear. And then this is the BSD downhaul line that we're going to utilize in this scenario. And it's attached to the mast partner. Next, we're going to hook up the ACAs into the crossbar. Next, we're going to put on the beautiful BSD mahogany lee board, like that. And we're going to put in the second ACA. Line all that up. Just like that. And again, this lee board is on a clutch. So in the event you get into shallow water and that lee board is straight down, it will kick up and not damage anything. There's a clutch mechanism here with 3 nuts and bolts. You can simply tighten the 3 bolts to add tension to that clutch if you need to do that. Very simple. So that is the mounting board, crossbar, ACAs and AMAs. We're going to put in the mast. We're going to start with the bottom mast section that has a square plug. Drop that down through the mast partner. We're going to drop down through the mast sleeve in the spray cover, and then drop that into the mast step in the keel. I'm going to go ahead and put up the mainsail. And again, on this scenario, we're putting up a 24, but this could be a 24, it could be a 32 or a 36 square foot. So now we've got that on. Now I'm going to go ahead and hook up. This is the main halyard. Right there. This is the top section of the mast. We're going to take the end of the halyard through the eyelet in the mast. Second section. Pulling that halyard down. That's on. Okay, next we are going to raise up the main sail here. We're going to take the halyard, We are forward of the crossbar. We're going to run this line under the crossbar. And we're going to run up through the eyelet on the cam. Like that. Step over here. And we're raising that mainsail up. Like that. And we lock it into the cam. So that's the main halyard that just raised the sail right there. We're going to hook up the downhaul line. This particular scenario, the downhaul is connected to the mast partner. That's it right there. So we're going to go through this block here, and we're going to go down forward of the crossbar, pull down hard. Actually, I'm going to go up through the eyelet here at the bottom of the cam, pull down hard, and lock it in place. That's the downhaul now that's hooked up. Next, we're going to hook up the bridle and the sheet. So this is the configuration that your sheet and bridle should be in when it comes out of the bag. So your bridle clips are hooked on to this block here. And then I disconnect the sheet from the boom. Now, here's your bridle. We're going to hook in here. We're going to hook in here. And another place you could hook into would be these heavy points. Hooking your bridle, you know, just as long as you're a little bit behind the end of the boom is a good location. So you know, you have options when it comes to hooking up your bridle. All right, now we're going to run the sheet. So here's the sheet. I have the end of it right here. I'm going to take the end of it, I'm going to go through this dead eye from the front of it, pull into the back, pull that sheet all the way through there, like that. Now here's your sheet. You're ready to sail. You can hand hold that sheet, or you can put it into that cam and hands-free sailing. So if you're just cruising, you can just put it in the clam and let her go. Now I'm going to hook up the sliding seat that goes on the board here. So we've got a piece of 4mm cord here, through a hole, knot there. Okay, the cord's going to run through this grommet, over there. And I'm gonna put it down through this hole here. Put a knot in there, like that. Okay, now that seat can slide back and forth when you're hiking out on this thing, like that. Now we're going to talk about the hike out seat. And so you're cruising along and now you want to hike out. Basically, you're just going to come on up out of the boat sit up on the board, and now, so you got multiple places to hang on to. You can hang on to this strap here, like this. You can hang on to the Aka crossbar like this. Very comfortable place to sit up here. And that's the idea of the sliding seat. So when you come about, this goes over here, and now you just change positions, and now you're hiking out on this side. And the whole idea for hiking out is simply keeping this boat trimmed to the point where your Aka or your Amas are not touching the surface of the water. So that's the whole idea of hiking out. You kind of go from a station wagon to a sports car when you're hiking out. If you're not hiking out, you're not sailing. Question you might ask yourself, why do we have these blocks here? Why did we raise the crossbar up off the coaming? The idea here is, with these blocks, we've raised up the crossbar, and we're simply just giving ourselves more distance between the bottom of the Ama and the top of the water. It just gives you more ability to balance that boat out when you're hiking out, and go faster, basically. That's what it's all about. Now we're going to install a mast board with dead eyes and clams. We're going to put this on here because we're going to now turn this into a schooner. 2 masts, 2 sails. Oh, same thing. The mast board is held on by web bolts. All right. Again, those web bolts and the wing nut there, you just want them snug. So that's how we put on the mast board. Put up the front mast and front sail. And again, this is going to be a 24 square foot mainsail also, along with the 3-piece mast. So I've opened up the mast sleeve. First section in, and again, is the mast section with the square plug. Dropped into the keel mast step. Just gonna hook that up, tighten that up. Okay. All right, here's the main halyard. Got that fixed. So the main halyard again is attached to the top front corner of the sail. Top section of the mast with the eye, halyard through the eye. Center section. There. right, now I'm going to go ahead and raise the main sail, or raise the front sail. So I've raised the mainsail with the halyard. Now I'm going to grab the end of the halyard. So the end of the halyard is going to go through the dead eye here. Through the dead eye into the clam. Right there. So now that main sail is held in place with the halyard. Next, this is the downhaul line. Now the downhaul line on this scenario is connected to the mast board. So there it is right there. Now we're going to go through this block here. This is the downhaul block. Through there, like that. And here's the end. We're going to go through that dead eye. I'm going to pull down and tension the mast, or the sail, and into the clam. Now I've got the tension pulling down. We're going to go ahead and hook up the bridle and run the main sheet. So this is the main sheet, and again, this main sheet and bridle is kind of hooked up how you should have this when you store the sail into its bag. Just keeps all the lines in place, proper position. Okay, so the bridle is attached up here. So now here's my bridle. Here. So what I'm going to do is I'm on this particular, I like to hook up my bridle onto the crossbar to the outside of the red and green knobs. It's just a really good place to make that connection. And I added a little bit longer bridle line here for hooking it to the crossbar. So around it, and then just simply hook it up like that. There. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So now that bridle, you can see how that works right there. There, like that. Okay, now my sheet. I've got the end of my sheet here. So the sheet's coming down through this forward block. I'm going to take my end of my sheet. I'm going to put it through the dead eye in the middle dead eye, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that on through. Like that. Now with this scenario, now you're ready to go. So you can either, the front person can either hand hold that, or they can go ahead and put it into the clam right there. And again, that clam is easy to pull that out to release that sheet if you need to quickly. So there you have it. That's the long haul Mark II schooner. 2 masts and 2 sails on your, if you're ever doing it, if you're going to do a schooner The 24 is the largest sail that you can put up front just because of the boom length. This is a twin 24. You can do, on this particular setup, you could do a 36-24, you could do a 32-24, 32-18, all combinations really with the schooner rig. So you can see here with the with all the combinations that we have with the long haul mounting boards and the beautiful long haul folding kayaks and the awesome BSD sail rig, there's virtually nothing better in the world than this setup right here. And again, with these boards that you've seen in the videos, and you can take these and you can mount these on single boats, double boats. You can mount it forward, you can mount it in the middle, and you can do all that with one crossbar. And one set of holes in that crossbar fits all these different boards and scenarios.